The Patreon pick this week, as requested by Mr. T on Patreon, thank you for the request, was the 1991 film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. And if you also want to get your pick requested and watched by us, you can go to guapish.com/Patreon or patreon.com/Guapish for $1 a month. Get your movie in the queue, and we'll watch it at some point in the future. Anywho, this is a direct sequel to the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, where they discover what made them the way they are, and Shredder comes back and he tries to harness that power to, kill them or something, and they fight and kill Shredder and save the day.
Fun fact, so due to backlash from parents surrounding the first film's excessive violence and having curse words and stuff, the studio decided to massively tone down this one and make it much more like the cartoon, which is why it's so fucking goofy compared to the first movie.
That is something I was told about this movie, and I was wondering what was missing, and that explains a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, Dylan, what are you ranking it?
This one's a tough one, because I thought it was fine given other TMNT stuff, but it, like I said, it was missing something the other one did, so I just put it on the same tier as the other one and gave it an A-. I think that's what tier the other one's on. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I am on the exact opposite of the spectrum. I give this one a D+ currently.
Oh my
God. I gave it a C-.
Oh.
I think you guys are a tad harsh. I'm at a B-.
Well, I'm going to explain why I'm so harsh. I think it's really just, like you guys talked about, the lightness of this means it feels like there's very little stakes. This is really just kind of a movie of watching them fuck around, and it's just like a series of jokes over time. There's a lot of just goofy scenes for, shit's happening without any real substance to most of it. And unfortunately, if you don't find it funny, there really isn't a whole lot to grasp onto, and I did not find this movie very funny. I was just fucking bored out of my skull throughout most of it. The plot is incredibly thin. Some of the action scenes are well done, I would say. Some of the choreography isn't terrible. But I didn't really get a ton out of this one, honestly. It's just kind of a fucking boring and poorly made film for me.
Yeah, I'm exactly right there with Jackson. My biggest problem with this film, as Tanner was saying, that, they cut out all the fucking serious stuff from this. They just made it really fucking goofy. And the reason I liked the previous one better was because it had these moments of more seriousness. They made me care about the characters much more. And this one just completely lacks that. And it's just fucking shitty-ass turtle antics the entire time. Like Jackson said in his review, he's like, yeah, they fight Shredder in the wind at the end. They don't fight him. They don't fight him at all. He just kills himself.
That's very true.
Stupid. One thing I will give it, though, they actually made Donnie and Mikey different characters, which I appreciated.
True.
There you go. Yeah, I agree with everything. This is just a complete downgrade in pretty much every way from the first one, except the costumes, I guess, I think probably look better. Yeah. I'd have to double check that, but I'd assume that's the case. But in every other way, I'd say this is a net downgrade from the first one. We gain a little bit of fun and whimsy, but it's at the expense of the characters and the plot, and having a bit more to bite into. I enjoy this film a reasonable amount just because I'm able to turn my brain off and be like, ha, look at the goofy turtles. Look at
Ninja,
Vanilla.
go Ninja, go Ninja.
Yeah, exactly. I'm able to enjoy that stuff, but it's what could have been, Another fun fact, so this movie is called The Secret of the Ooze. You guys may have noticed there is no secret. And that's because originally it was supposed to be revealed that the Ooze had extraterrestrial origins, but then that got cut out of the script, and so for some reason they kept the subtitle even though it doesn't make any fucking sense now.
Huh. I just figured the secret was some chemical byproduct of some lab doing their experiments.
I guess. The secret is it was an accident. Oopsie.
Yeah,
who is it? It's either Donnie or Leo who's just really fucked up about that fact
Donnie.
For some reason.
I think it was Donatello, yeah.
The fortunate unfortunate bit here is I agree with everything you guys say.
I assume the only difference here is that you actually did enjoy the comedy. Like, you weren't fucking bored out of your skull watching it, or else you wouldn't have given it an A-.
I just figured that it was like Tanner was saying, like, this movie gained whimsy and fun, but lost everything else. That's what my next statement was gonna be.
So it all balanced out for you then?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I guess thinking back on it, I probably didn't enjoy this movie as much as the first one. I was also like hyped up because I was told that this movie was better than the first one, which just simply isn't true.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea where you heard that. This is pretty universally regarded to be worse than the first one.
Unfortunately, yeah. So, yeah, this is another one of those scenarios where I wasn't sure how to rate the movie, and I agree with everything you guys have said thus far.
We feel like we've had like 3 weeks in a row where that happens, man. I'm glad we're fucking convincing you.
I like how Casey Jones is just completely missing with
I was
no
gonna say
explanation.
that. What happened to the guy?
Yeah,
It's because he's like a darker character. He's like a vigilante who is just in it to beat up criminals, and so they fucking cut him.
Yeah, and just fucking kills Shredder in the previous movie.
true. That shit was so
yeah.
funny. That was
Their new
great.
base, though, pretty fucking sick. I think having a secret base in a subway is like on my pyramid of self-need.
That's totally valid, dude.
I guess so.
One other big up for this movie, though, Bart Simpson is in it, guys. He was on a cup. Did you see that?
No.
What? How the fuck do you not notice? He was like, he like brought it up super close to the screen and everything. You couldn't miss him.
We're not autistic like you, buddy.
Oh.
Dude,
Hot damn.
you know that's not true. We're all autistic in our own ways, you piece of shit.
We wouldn't be doing a podcast rating movies if we weren't.
Technically, by test definitions, I'm less autistic than the three of you. I just want to put that out
That's
there, but you
also
know.
not
Dylan-
true, Dylan.
Dylan, you and I both are. You and I are both clinically diagnosed with ADHD, which I'm pretty sure
I'm not
qualifies as a
clinically
form of
diagnosed
autism
with
now.
it, dude. I am just
You weren't?
self-diagnosed
I thought
with
you-
it.
Why are you
I'm not
self-diag-
clinically diagnosed. I just made that shit up.
I never
I
said
wanted
I
to
was,
seem more
though.
like you. Also, Dylan, yeah, when we did that first fucking autism test on the channel, then you weren't because you lied on it. But when we did the second one much later on, where we all took a much more in-depth one, you were the most autistic out of all of us. You ranked the same as Blake.
I genuinely don't remember taking a second test. When did we do that? Never mind. I'm not gonna ask when we did that. I'd be
That's
willing
the
to.
autism.
That's not how autism works. I'd be willing to take the test again.
We're
I
just
don't.
gonna blame everything on autism.
I don't think I
Let's
could
just do
do
it.
that.
Let's do another. That's what we're doing next week. We're just doing another autism test.
There
Hang
we
on,
go.
instead of ranking and reviewing The King and I, let's do another autism test real quick.
It'd be more entertaining, quite frankly. Jackson, when did I tell you I was clinically diagnosed with this? I'm sorry to derail
Well,
this for a second.
I just assumed you did because you constantly
I
say you
kind
have
of just
ADHD.
assumed based off of our conversations we've had.
I mean,
No,
I
I mean,
probably.
you say you have ADHD all the fucking time, so I assumed you were, like, being for real about that.
I mostly say it as a bit, but I wouldn't be shocked if I have it.
Okay, I'll keep that in my little pocket for later then.
I'm sorry, I say it so frequently. I don't blame you,
You
for
do.
thinking
That's
that.
that's why I thought.
My bad.
We're
Anyway,
fucking
do we, have
brothers in
any,
arms here.
do we have anything else to say about the actual movie?
Dude,
No.
I think our current conversation's been going pretty well.
Yeah, I agree, but you know.
I feel like I haven't seemed as positive as my rank is. I was chortling along with this film. I was, reasonably entertained the whole time at their antics and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm an easily entertained person, so I'm right there with you, Tanner. Don't worry.
It's just too on the goofy for me. Like, I'm not trying to fucking say something like I'm too old for this kind of movie, but I think I'm just too old for this kind of movie. Like, I'm sure I would have had a lot more fun with this a lot earlier in my life.
I think I would have liked this movie a lot more if I was a mentally deficient child. I agree.
Jesus,
That's
alright.
that's not what I was trying to say, but you took the words right out of my mouth.
Good
Nico.
lord.
Yeah, if that's all we have to say, I'm sticking at a D+.
Yeah, sticking with my
I think
C
it's certainly
minus.
definitely a couple ranks down from the first one for me.
I'm gonna stick at a B minus. Also, it's fucking bullshit. They didn't put Bebop and Rocksteady, and they made up these stupid whatever
That's what I
characters.
thought.
Yeah.
They were like gonna be like, I want you to find two creatures, and I was like, oh, is this where Bebop and Rocksteady comes into the mix? And of course it's not. It's Razor, and I don't know who the other one was. I only recognize Razor.
For some reason, they cared about realism in that moment. They're like, well, where the fuck are you gonna find a rhinoceros in New York?
They could have like stolen it from the zoo or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm of the same ilk as Tanner in this regard, so I think it makes sense for me to drop it to a B-.
Okay. Well, we are looking at a C, a flat C overall.
Makes sense, I guess.
I'm trying to check what the original one. That's a full tier down from the previous one, which only had a B. So yeah, that's
Yeah, for sure
valid.
checks
Sounds
out.
about right.
Yeah.